For me, it's really about this unbelievable experience of all this immense talent in one place, under one roof, that has me, you know, and then of course the aesthetic and the excitement, but we really get to work with the best people that do the best work there is, so that's exciting.
Well, at magazines you have people with different skills. You know, I always say that. You have incredible word people who write. You have incredible word people who are copy editors. You have incredible picture people. You often find that word people and picture people are two different sorts, and that you don't often find people who can do both sides. We have great stylists. They live and die for shoes and dresses. We have great market editors. They know every last shoe and dress in the whole globe. So it's very, you know, specialized. So I always say to like the young people who come into our Teen Vogue, look, if you know, when you're sick, if there's a problem with your foot, you'd rather go to a foot doctor, you know? And that is how it is at the magazine. It's specialized. You have your accessories people who know shoes and bags. You have your word people, and we all have different expertise.
And really, Tommy Hilfiger Company, and Andy, this was revolutionary. I think now, sitting in the audience, you may say, well, there's somebody dressing Beyonce, and there's somebody dressing Gwen Stefani, and somebody dressing all these people. But that was a very, very new concept.
In 1992 or 3, a couple of kids on my block came up to me and said, hey, Andy, they're singing about, you know, they're rapping about your brother. They're singing about your brother. I was, you know, started listening to songs, and I'd go to Tommy and say, listen, your name's in these songs. He's like, who are they? So I found out and introduced them, and we dressed the groups and stuff like that.
We had a huge economic plummet. And at the same time, this surge of, I want more and more and more and more and more information. So the audience has gotten this big. The pocketbook has gotten this big. Do you feel that there's a relationship between those two things?
Here it is, and we're living in this moment. It's popularized and democratized fashion, but at the same time, as you say, people, because of the recession, they have less money, but people can't afford a lot of what's out there. So it's an interesting moment where you see incredible success right now at J. Crew, you know, at H&M, at these kinds of companies, and Tommy, Andy and I were talking about it at, you know, at luxury companies that are very, have a great infrastructure, Chanel, Louis Vuitton. There's so much struggling going on in the fashion industry in many other ways. So it's a moment of retrenchment is the best I can tell you. It hasn't all shook out yet. You know, it's all going to shake out.
Do you think that this digital revolution will lose more jobs or gain more jobs?
It's a great question. You know, it's both. It's both. Like I said, things are going to shake out. Some things become obsolete and they go away, and then other things take their place. You know, our business it's a tough business right now, and it's really smart to look for other opportunities, to think about digital, to think about technology. Young people have it all on their side. Older people usually don't get it. You have to get up to speed. You guys get it. So capitalize on that, you know. And
there's a lot of opportunity out there in the new media.
A lot.
Do you all tweet? No. No.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
This is very interesting. And what do you tweet about?
Do you mean personally or from Fashionista?
Personally.
Oh, so you tweet from Fashionista and you tweet personally?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about. So tell me about. I mean, are you tweeting? I just had a peanut butter sandwich, or are you tweeting?
No.
You know.
Actually, it's funny. I was kind of anti-Twitter at first. We're owned by a greater media company, but we have a tech guy who is. He's like, you have to get on Twitter. You have to get on Twitter. And this was maybe 2 years ago, and it was the first time I was covering London and Paris. I was actually covering for Teen Vogue as well for the site and for Fashionista. And he was like, you have to get on Twitter. So I was like, fine, I'll get on Twitter. And it was cool because I was really, you know, at that time I was also one of the only bloggers that was covering all those shows, but I was the only person tweeting from those shows. It was really interesting because people just, I mean, within the 2 weeks I was in Europe, I had like 5,000 followers. Now we have like 112,000 Twitter followers. It kind of creeps me out because that's a lot of people.
Big responsibility.
Yeah, but
the messages you're delivering.
Yeah, I mean, we tweet everything. I tweet, you know, from who's sitting front row to show. You know, if someone, you know, when Michael Douglas shows up at Michael Kors, I mean, that's kind of random, so we tweet that.
So when talent comes to you, you're looking at every little element of how that person could be marketed from soup to nuts.
Yeah, but also the talent has to be driven, want to promote it, get behind it, and know it's part of their DNA, their brand. I'm just not going to sign somebody, and here's your name, here's your money. I want to sign somebody that's really into the creative, into promoting it, into the whole thing.
But really, thank you. That was so good, very insightful.